right, Shalom, Laha Alahayim, peace to the gods, Nawathan, Kal Halalim Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash, giving all praises to Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, double honors unto the elder apostles, elder bishops, and the heads and elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS who do rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the tabernacle of David, that hopeful elect scattered abroad, those predestined spirits of election, starting with the governing body in the kingdom to come, the 144,000, 12,000 men, the prophets of each tribe of Israel, Yasha Allah. He is a prince of the power, as well as the innumerable multitude scattered abroad of men, women, and children outside of the office of a prophet, including the 1/3 of men, women, and children here in Babylon the Great, which is America. This is your brother Tazapanya of the Great Millstone, Washington, D.C. camp. Adawan Ratazah, Lord willing, is in transit. Exhortation, quick hit, digital epistle is edifying to the elect. So, as you know, we being watchmen, we all should have seen the video of the GMS affiliate brother in Canada that went viral as he beat the brakes off of Edomite. And matter of fact, let me start off with that scripture. And so I'm not necessarily going to talk about the altercation. I'm talking about the consequence of this altercation and how on Instagram and I'm sure on other platforms this altercation is being talked about. But I want to emphasize and highlight the reaction of women, but specifically the Southern Kingdom women, all right, primarily of the tribe of Judah, which is you so-called American blacks, you Negroes, okay, the Negresses, all right, their reaction on social media sites that have reposted this viral altercation, many of them not even knowing that this is an Israelite. I mean, you could see the garment on him, you know, if one would pay attention. And the talking points is very different. But, you know, matter of fact, yeah, let me start off with that because I have it lined up since I brought that out. Then these women not even knowing. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 39 and verse 17, and it reads, because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. You see? So the modern day woman, the modern day Keisha, all right, Keisha is a stereotypical byword that certain brothers in this truth use towards the 2/3 Judite woman or Benjamite woman or Levite woman, all right, but primarily of the tribe of Judah. Okay, your Negroid phenotyped woman, right? In the stereotypical fashion of what you know, your modern day woman that have a name that has anything with an Isha at the end of it. You know, their mother named them that. Usually don't know where the father's at because you know why would your you know a man name his daughter Sharkeisha, Tyquisha, you know, but it is what it is. We surname ourselves to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as the prophecy say anyway, if they come into the truth. So that's not a knock on nobody, but the point here being is that this modern day Keisha, all right, woman of the Southern Kingdom, okay, has no understanding because the Lord deprived her of wisdom and didn't depart understand. That means that she needs a leader. She don't have the wisdom and the understanding to lead herself. All right. And every day it is shown how, why, and how they're the weaker vessel. Okay, because you constantly see actions and responses and talking points that come out of Keisha's mouth, all right, to show that she don't know what the fuck up from down is, left from right is, spiritually speaking. Okay. I'm gonna line up this precept coming up here soon. Psalms 110. Yep. So I'll leave this right here. Okay. So what do we have here? On it's on site or something like that on Instagram. They posted and talking about some live stream preacher, blah 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 blah, with some white man racist shit, whatever, whatever. Don't know the context, don't know what's going on, don't even do research. I look through the comments and literally a lot, no cap. All right, yo, 20 Keishas, and you can tell by the profile picture, the fake hair, the wigs, everything, the brown skin, in the little profile pic, and then the comment, oh, I want to attend his church. What church he go to? Laughing emojis, heart emojis. Now this is the type of Christian I'm talking about. So on, basically showing adoration, emulation, and a sense of wanting to gravitate toward a man that was able to move that the way he moved during a racist altercation with an Edomite. Okay. And for those that don't know, all right, the true Israelites of the scriptures, all right, the spirit beareth a witness unto our spirit that we're the sons of the living power, all you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Edomites are your so-called white, self-proclaimed white people. Okay. So from the spirit, there was definitely an Edomite claiming to be a Gadite. Okay. Um, Coming from a perpetual hatred talking point, calling him a nigger, all right, to this Israelite, this Jake, all right, and he to the point where he threatened his life, showing you that Edomite spirit, all right, because thou loved blood, then blood shall pursue thee. Come to find out, it was a BB gun that was not loaded, but either way, the mindset was still there, as wanting to, if he did have a real gun and he was and a demon hopped on, well, he's a demon anyway, but to do some shit like that, he wanted to unalive son, the Ak, right? Didn't happen. The tables turned. Okay, because what? Let's go to Psalms 144, and it's spiritual that it's 144. I'm in traffic right now, so Psalms 144 verse 1: Blessed be Yahweh, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. Right. So the Lord put a spirit of a warlike spirit on that brother to defend himself through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, as he was not bothering nobody and having a discourse, a dialogue, all right, with, as we do when we hit them highways and hedges. And this so happens to turn the way it did. Now the point is that it went viral, and then all these Keishas is talking about, oh, attend his church, as if he have some type of headquarters in some building that was made with hands, and then he gets dispatched to some place to go preach and to come back and report to some building and to some higher up. No, man. The Yahweh Shai said, when two or three are gathered in my name, then my spirit is in the midst of them. All right. The scriptures say right here. So notice, I brought out that because the Most High have deprived of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding, in Job 39 and 17. And then Proverbs 1 and 20 says, wisdom cried without, she uttereth a voice in the streets. So one, a woman not going to be in the streets, okay, because she was deprived of wisdom. So this wisdom cometh from a man, specifically a man of the Lord. And those men of the Lord are from the stock of Jacob / Israel, all right, pursuant to whatever patriarch, his sons, one of the 12 tribes, all right, the progeny goes through, okay? So church is not in no building. It is in the streets. That's where wisdom of the scriptures is uttered at. Okay, it's not in no fucking building like the fucking, what was it, 2810 or wherever the fuck that shit was at. That the purple bandits was out there doing what they do. You know what I mean? To try to have that marching gimmick as if it's going to do something. No. All right. 40,000 people showed up to some type of free event or whatever, you know. But the point here being is that you go under the comment 20 Keishas talking about oh, I want to go to hit. So what I'm bringing out is the book of Psalms, all right? Chapter see, you should have let me over. Chapter 110. Psalms 110. Out of here, bro. Psalms 110 and 3. Right? It reads, thy people shall be willing. I got it actually up here. What am I doing? Slack it. Psalms 110 and 3. Oh, this is the NLT. Let me do the KJV first. That's what I put up. Psalms 110 and 3 in the KJV. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. And that's pretty much the point. But I'm gonna read on. In the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. Okay, so if you listen to the apostles video, some of the other elder videos that went up regarding this altercation on a low level, but definitely there he was imparted spiritual power in that point to overcome any type of fear, because the Lord said, I did not give you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind, and also to endure hardness like a good soldier, you know. So some hardness that soldiers go through is fear during wartime. We in a spiritual warfare, and it's going to get physical, right? And there ain't nothing wrong with defending yourself. Elder Malcolm did a video on learning your ground game, doing the jujitsu, so on and so forth, which is necessary. Even Elder Pastor Hart back in the day with the whole subway situation basically gave out that spiritual advice as well. But the point here being is that, and I wish that the Elder Kasap Magan in my camp, well, I'm part of his camp, or was a part of his sub camp, but I'm in the DC camp, one of the elders in the DC camp. He gave the perfect breakdown when it comes to understanding the women of our nation, the Israelite woman, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American woman. See, right now, all right, they disrespect you. They don't understand you. They don't like you. They hate you. They're an enemy because they understand that the true person in power is the Edomite male. You see? So they can get away with things. They test the boundaries. They do this, they do that, even though they know that you're physically, mentally, and spiritually stronger than them in all capacities. They know that you're not, from their opinion, to the Edomite male. So in order for the Southern, specifically the Southern Kingdom, I'm talking about Keisha right now, but let's just do, all Israelite women. In order for all Israelite women to fully respect you, which they will never do until a situation like this happens, which is what? Them seeing their counterpart, their Israelite man, physically and violently do something to the oppressor, to the one that's in the seat of power, and knock them out the seat of power violently and physically, in order for them to understand and be willing to follow you. And this is why I'm going to get Isaiah 4:1 in a minute, okay? Because little do they know, compared to your wacky-tacky Christian, because if they really had the truth and they know the scriptures, they would be out there on the street corners. See, at least even the Edomite Christian would have a sign talking about, you know, the ABC crew, right? Is a sin. and unalive in a fetus is a sin, and they'll go out there with a sign and try to bring up some scriptures, but the so-called black Christian won't even go out there, reading that you're supposed to go into the highways and hedges. That's one, right? Two, right? The Keisha is, or it says thy people, so it's talking about men and women, but I'm primarily speaking on to the women right now. Something like this, which is completely different to their understanding of what a Christian is, because they have been taught falsely of the turn the other cheek, and the, that God is love and love is God, and accept anything that comes into your life. And so when they see something like this to a racist Edomite, and one defending themselves by trying to push the word and being persecuted, something got roused up in their spirit. I was going to say they matrix got lubricated, and if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Okay, for them, because that's the only reason that they even are gravitating, or having a talking point of gravitating towards a man that is teaching out the Bible in public and recording it. Because who's the only one that's doing that? And nobody could equate to him being an Israelite. As if, where the fuck is the wacky tacky plantation Renaissance anti-Christian on the street corners live streaming teaching out the Bible? It's not happening. Okay, not no Nuwapian, not no Sunni, Shiite, Nation of Islam, 5%er, Egyptology, FBA, autochthonous, Aboriginal, Indian. None of them is going out there and teaching this, whatever book that they ascribe to or whatever. So it's only Israelites. But they doing it because they like, oh man, he showed some type of power when he was being pushed and oppressed against, and he was able to fight back. Because we, in a sense of these YNs, like, oh, we ain't our fathers and our grandparents, man. We fighting back, right? So Keisha grew up in this plantation Christianity, as if you're just supposed to accept anything from Esau. Now, the scriptures say to be peaceable among all men. He didn't start that. He was threatened of his life, and he was imparted Psalms 144:1, his fingers to fight. You feel me? And in the comments, it was, I heard those. That made me happy. Oh yeah, where his church at? That's just something I want. Y'all want to join under the tutelage of the apostles of Great Millstone? Let's keep it a buck. All right? Talking about join his church. He listens from the apostles. That is an affiliate of Great Millstone. I watched, just the beginning, and then, I went to the specific part on the brother's page, man. Went viral in a matter of hours, man. He had 8 views, 6 views, 10 views. Then it went to 200 views in 1 hour. Who knows how many views he got now, right? And that was when it came out. Now you having secular Instagram profiles reposting it to where the point they think it's some fucking Christian, man. All right? When other, because so what I'm saying is that, let me read that in the NLT now. Now, 1:10-3 in the NLT. When you go to war, ain't we in war right now? All right? And specifically, that war also is going to increase in Jacob's trouble, right? Remember Ezekiel 37, he put breath upon him, roughly paraphrasing, and they standed up a great exceeding army. Men, spiritual warriors that is fighting the good fight against principalities in high places, right? It says, your people will serve you willingly, because it's not really us. It's going to be serving Yahweh. And watch that, serve you willingly. This is going into Isaiah 4:1. Okay? So the fact that, land backing off the beloved elder Kasat Magan, right, on how people can't understand Isaiah 4:1 and how it's going to get into that understanding. When Keisha sees the one that is in power starting to get put out of power, then she's willing and be submissive and do what you say and do this and do that and willing to be a wife, man. Because right now, Keisha ain't on board. No matter if she know the truth, this and that and the third, or whatever. And until she start to see this man physically, and that's the difference. Because us as men, we don't have to see Esau taken down, and we still believe that he will be took down because we have the testimony, testes, right? Look up the etymology of the word testimony. It's only for those that have a testes, men, of Yahweh Shai, is the spirit of prophecy, because we believe the word, the prophecy. Esau is the end of the world. He's going to be taken down. But Keisha ain't going to believe that until she see it. That's why it's Yahweh Shai said, "Blessed are ye that have not seen and yet still do believe." You see? So something like this excites women in general now, and this is why I said hypergamy at its finest. So we're literally seeing this video is going viral, and we are seeing a spiritual shift, not only of Israelite women, but of women in general, of them seeing the power being shifted to the Israelite man. And that is deep. It's real deep if you really meditate on it. So I'm like, oh, y'all, all y'all women, for all of a sudden, you see an Edomite get snuffed in his face 10 times, and to the point where he ain't saying shit, he leaking. You should have been speaking, now you leaking, right? And then all of a sudden, that is the battery in your back for you to get closer to God, to go to church? Really? Nothing else that's happening in the world. Not no digital IDs, not no microchip. It's June. None of that. Not no government shutdown, people not getting paid, right? None of that. But seeing an Edomite getting snuffed, right? Should have made that. Nah, I ain't gonna make it though. It is what it is. But that is what is going. You can't be serious, bro. You cannot be serious. You know? So, but it just shows me that Job the Lord departed wisdom from her. He deprived of understanding. You have no understanding. And see, now we're going to go to Isaiah 4:1. Oh, in the NLT, it says, yeah, let me go back. It says, you are arrayed in holy garments, and your strength will be renewed each day like the morning dew. Right? So that's why I said the womb of the morning in the KJV, because a womb of the fruit comes out when it's, when it's ready, it's reached its prime, right? And them holy garments, all right, is the set apart, is basically this truth, all right, and ultimately going to be the everlasting tabernacles, bodies that can live forever because we don't sin. And your strength will be renewed each day, meaning you're never going to lose strength, all right? You're never going to lose strength, all right? So when the Lord lifts up that standard and physical, spiritual, so to speak, power, and they see Jake really going to work on Esau, this is easily going to happen. This right here is easily going to happen. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. You see? So the Lord is going to make a man more precious than the gold of Ophir. He's going to be a covert from the wind, a hiding from the tempest, a hiding place from the wind, from all the destruction. And on certain men, he's going to put spiritual power on them to glorify the name of the Lord. Because these are going to be men, obviously, that worship Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. So when all hell breaking loose and they see a violent acts from certain Jake, if they was given that type of spiritual power to defend his wives, the children, so on and so forth, it's going to be an easy thing for them to take care of themselves, only to be popped by that man. Okay? Because I'm like, yo, I've never seen the enthusiasm from Keisha other than on some white JC crap. All right? To follow a man and to be a part of a congregation, because what they're saying is that if your spiritual leaders in your church is teaching you these type of things, not only to teach in the street corners, but also to defend yourself and to mollywop, right? An enemy that causes a threat to you. They're willing to spend their money, pay tithes, put their time into fellowship, supposedly with somebody that is of a congregation that has that type of mentality. You see? So it makes you wonder, and that's why I go back to, again, the beloved Kasat Magan. If you having a problem understanding why Keisha won't submit to you, she won't have sex with you, she rejects sex with you, she don't listen to you when you tell her to wear certain things or you tell her to do certain things, or she just doesn't listen to you. She's not submissive, and it's got to come into your head they will never be until violence is seen in front of their face. Jacob's trouble, 1,000 dead at one side, 10,000 dead on that other side. A complete lawlessness and anarchy at their front door. This is when they're going to be willing, because Lord is going to endue power upon those that followed him, man. So I'm gonna go into the comments real quick, and then I'm gonna close it on out. Hey, Shalom Tazadakta Yabashim Al Shabrakada Basham Rukha Hakudash. All right. Hey, Khan Zaquan. He said, yo, shows how fast and easy they will try to cleave during Isaiah 4:1. And that's the point of the whole video. That is the point of this whole video. Because how come something like this, I can see it right now. A woman just regularly, she is late at night, 11 at night, death scrolling, addicted to Instagram and TikTok. She pull up on this and she's listening, and he's like, yo, chill, bro. Yo, bro, I'm kind of how the brother was doing. Hey, nigga, you want to come over here and try to teach to me, nigga? Really, nigga? And he's like, yo, bro, chill. What you gonna do? Hey, boom, bing, bing, boom, boom, boom. Some real New York shit. Bing, bang, boom, bing, bing, boom, bang. Giving it to him. You feel me? See, I told you. See, now I got your gun. You should have been speaking, now you leaking. And I can see Keisha just smiling like, ooh. See, they're agents of chaos, man. They're chaos goblins, like Elder Pastor Hart said. They like that war shit. But see, when it comes in, they get scared. That's why the scriptures call them the skilled lamenters, man. When this shit really hit the fan, Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Remember, wisdom is not deprived unto her. So women ain't going to be stable. I don't even give a fuck if she in the truth. She's going to get her stability by being with a man that's in the truth. Like, yo, I do worship Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, but this shit getting real. Now she looking up up to her man, not down, looking up to her man, like, yo, what you gonna do? And he's like, listen, the Lord gonna take care of us. And she just need that confirmation, because we're the ones that know and was willing to put our lives on the line for what is written in the scriptures, man. All right? Dead ass. As a heart attack. You know? See if I can find one more. The brother putting the fire scripts up there, man. Yeah, this is it right here. This is it right here. The water, bro. Isaiah 40, chapter 40, verse 29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases. See, the Israelites of a whole. This was a micro example of what is about to occur. Esau is going to pump fake. And a lot of Jake is going to fall victim to it, but we're going to know his bluff. We're going to call his bluff the hope for elect. Because we already know that who is with us is greater than that's with them. But as soon as he try to come in like a flood, the Lord is going to lift up a standard against him, man. All right? So we know this is why we're going to be stable. We know as soon as he starts to touch the apple of his eye, the Israelites, specifically the prophets, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's time. It's time. It is time. The Lord is going to show up and show out. All right? It says, even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fail. Verse 31. But they that wait on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So the Lord is going to look out to the point of where, that spiritual power, man. You know, and it's going to be a sight that Keisha's never seen before. Something like that is Keisha never, like for instance, they like the not Birmingham, Montgomery, was it? Or was it Mobile, Alabama, when the fight, the brawl between the Edomites families and Jake, right? When people was, yeah, so they got hyped. So people are getting hyped because they actually seeing Jake standing up for themselves. Judah, who shall rouse him up? Genesis 49, right? So we getting into a point, man, where if Jake got spiritual power, you know how easy it is for Isaiah 4:1 to have. And this is not even really on Isaiah 4:1. It's just showing the hypergamy. Hypergamy is what? A love of power. They love those that are in the apex alpha position. And spiritually, this was a microcosm to show that transition. The transition was very easy for a woman to be like, oh, I'll follow him. Remember, the scriptures say 10 people shall hold the skirt of one that is a Jew to say, we will follow you because we heard that the Lord of God is with you. If a brother want to post that, man. See, things like this, it shows that the Lord is with you. You seem to be, you're back against the wall, like not you're disadvantaged. But you have the disadvantage, but yet you become victorious. That's spiritual power. You have the disadvantage, but you become victorious. And that is all praises and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, man. His name is worthy. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai is to be praised, man. And that's what's going to happen. It seems us in a lowly position, all us Jake, we ain't got shit. We ain't got no military. We ain't got no arsenal. We ain't got nothing. But yet when they come down with these drones and these direct energy weapons and these robots and these kill teams and these mercenaries, right? certain of us brothers is going to have the upper hand through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that is going to make these women matrix lubricated, if you can understand what I'm talking about, man. All right. And that's what's going to, yo, man, it's going to switch. So when you see the disrespect and you see the lack of empathy, the lack of compassion, the inconsiderate emotions that come from your counterpart woman, all right, and not your woman, I say that like as a nation, you know, our nation's women, you're gonna understand, like the elder Kasab said, man, when they're not going to change until violence comes into these streets. And when it does, when Esau starts wilding the fuck out, coming in like a flood, right? That's when it's going to be like, oh shit. And then especially when certain brothers get power. So I'll leave it at that. I made it to my destination. I really didn't want it to make too long, but I was in the spirit, quenching out the spirit, man. Hey, the water, bro. Let me read that real quick. All right. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold the skirt of him. And ultimately, too, this is talking about a foundation of men, all right, that gathered unto our elders, okay? Because remember, we come from all languages and we were scattered amongst all people, all right? And we holding on to the skirt. Remember, when you go into the word skirt, when the woman got healed, when she grabbed the skirt unto Yahweh Shah's garment, when you look up that word skirt in the Greek, it says fringes. The fringes was there for what? For us to remember the commandments, okay? So we're going to hold the skirt of him because they are the ones that know how to please the Heavenly Father. It says, we will go with you, for we have heard that the Most High is with. So, but it didn't say even the Lord. It says God. Remember, God is Alahayim, power. So they know that the power is that the angels is with this man, defending a compassion around the saints. And when they see that spirit, that hypergamy, the power has shifted, okay, your rulership is up because you don't got that power like you used to back in the day. You know, they're not in trouble as other men. Now the Lord has arisen, and He's with us, and He's shown it through physical means, but it's a spiritual power. Then it's going to be like, oh shit, yeah, nah, we dealing. And like Elder Malcolm would like to say already, the Edomite woman already see that. So look at that. The Edomite woman already understands hypergamy better than Keisha, and is dealing with for biological reasons, though, is dealing with Jake because that she sees the power is being shifted. She sees America is the construct of white supremacy. America is going down, so white supremacy in the Western civilization is going down. And who is the next best thing? It ain't no fucking East Indian. It ain't no fucking Ishmaelite, no Elamite. It ain't no fucking Chinese, Moabite. Okay, it's the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. Okay, period. So with that, I'm gonna say, Kal halal yum la Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua Bahasham Kakodash Brakata Yahweh Brakata Yahushua Yahbasham Yahushua Brakatam Bahasham Kakodash. Everybody that was tuning in, okay. Barak Kal Akim, bless all brothers. Wa Akwa, the very few sisters out there listening and learning, man. May this digital epistle, all right, in transit was edifying unto the elect. All right. And I was able to take a current event, all right, a viral moment, and build up the church, all right, in the spirit of through prophecy of what we're about to see, so that we can understand hypergamy, all right, and understand the women of our nation. All right, and understand what we're coming into, fellas, brothers, Akim. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom.